beautiful humans, and welcome to the Contrarian Cosmos show. I don't target and despise the left just because they are the left, or for the sake of picking sides or team loyalty. I despise the left for what they have always been and for what they have become, incrementally implementing Marxism into democracy everywhere, but especially in America. Marxist doctrine is taught in taxpayer-funded classrooms, in the military, and it's been indoctrinating students to hate America and fear freedom in the universities for a long time. The institutions fell slowly until their surrender to Marxism was all at once. Marxist ideas have very dangerous consequences, including abolition of private property rights, abolition of rights of inheritance, monopolization of credit, state-controlled communication, and state-controlled production. Let's face it, Marx had some terrible solutions for man's hardships, and his philosophies have no place in the politics of freedom-centered people and their societies. It's not about right or left, it's about what's right. I maintain there is a time to be progressive and radical, and there is a time to be conservative and reserved. This can all take place in the arena of what's right. Leftists have managed to pervert what is right, but classical liberals and common-sense conservatives both have a place in civil matters of society and policy. The illiberal left has lost their place and privilege to be considered relevant in this democratic republic, as they have repeatedly subverted the public and abused their positions with terrible ideas and their reign of terror. In the 1860s, radical Reconstruction was the right thing to do. The radical Republicans' priority was assuring civil rights and support for newly freed slaves in their pursuit of political, economic, and social opportunities. They gained control of Congress and passed the Reconstruction Act of 1867. For the first time in the 100 years of American history, newly enfranchised black people gained a voice in society and government. That was a good time to be radical and progressive. Against the odds, doing what's right and achieving a positive revolutionary act. Since then, it has been turbulent and violent with the KKK and Jim Crow, but the right had nothing to do with that. Then, in the 1960s, more progress. But a step towards equality was criticized by the far-left Marxists who were already in America then. Critical race theory called into question the entire liberal order and called into question equality theory. In 1992, the father of CRT, Derek Bell, said in an interview, "I live to harass white folks." This discriminatory attitude would be more understanding in the 1960s, but today this attitude is counterproductive and divisive. Yet, modern leftists use this discriminatory Marxist doctrine in Western society today. In How to Be an Anti-Racist, Ibram X. Kendi writes, "The only remedy to racist discrimination is anti-racist discrimination." I maintain you cannot make a right out of two wrongs. There is no left or right. There is only the arena of what's right and what is worth participating in when it comes to everyday life or politics. Classic liberals and small government conservatives have many overlaps. Illiberal leftists and true liberals have little in common, but many liberals believe the lies of leftists and vote for them, namely, that one should give up liberties for promised safety. Marxist leftists have proven to be totalitarian every time. They say build back better, but they mean we are going to reset the entire population's way of life. They promise unity and then divide, by state, by race, or currently by vaccinated and unvaccinated. Classic liberals are pro-liberty, pro-science, pro-choice, pro-truth, and pro-honest history and pro-honest news. They are anti-censorship and anti-book burning. Classic liberals share a lot in common with modern conservatives. The left hasn't changed anything but its disguise. Today, with modern Marxist tools, the totalitarian left is marching towards a new normal world order. Today, the fruits of the left have included forceful suppression of opposition, crushing competition and dissent, forceful shutdowns of free markets, crushing small independent business and global economies, forced intravenous treatments, which have left many with special conditions or a different paradigm of health at a loss and at odds with this oppressive, intolerant culture. In the 1960s, China required a cultural revolution in order to break down and cancel the entire Chinese culture prior to communism. Using Marxism, Mao transformed China. Modern totalitarians have captured the left again, as if the left's purpose is to be the useful idiot of tyranny. Look around you. Marxist tools, including critical theory and its branches, have been implemented here now. The planks of Marxism include the abolition of private property rights, state-controlled labor, and controlled economy. They whisper sweet nothings, then divide and conquer. That's what happens when opposition to freedom and what is right is allowed to fester. There is no left or right. There's a spectrum of what's right, which includes classic liberals and common-sense conservatives. This civil arena can spark rightful radicals when justice is out of sight. But in the midst of the most free and egalitarian society, steadiness and conservatism is necessary in order to preserve liberty. Stay united and stay vigilant. Thank you.